Hello, hello, you guys. How are you? Welcome to Dip in Time. My name is Rhonda, and I'm really glad to be here. Thank you for popping on in. I don't know about you guys, but I am in a last minute kitting up travel considerations. So let's get to this. Hey, Mutz, how are you? And Piggy Girl, Tammy, how are you? Hello to everybody in the whether you're lurking and listening, or if you are on the replay, welcome. Marla, hello. Okay, so we have a visitor first. Gibber! Hello, baby girl. He's like, Mom, I know what you've been up to, but I don't know where you're going. I'm not very happy. There you go. She knows something is up. She has been wandering and following me around all day long. She can't quite figure out what's going on. Hello, Momo. Hello, Kaylin. How are you guys? So my question, drop an emoji of an airplane if you have ever thought about, I am traveling and I want to take some kits with me, but how do I do it? Well, I've got my suitcase. Yes, that is my suitcase. I have it on wheels. But as you notice, it is only a carry-on. And I'm flying out tomorrow morning. And I have not had time to actually figure out, put plans in place. I have been doing catch-up this last week. Ketchup. And I'm not talking about the tomato paste that you put on French fries or burgers or hot dogs. I am not talking about the condiment. I am talking about running and trying to go. I haven't even started thinking about packing. So let's take a look at last minute packing. Put some minis. I don't have any minis. I don't have any minis. But I did find this one, and it is smaller. But I had not kitted it up. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I've left packing to the last minute. I'm a diamond painter, flying international. I'm going Canada to the States because we are going to Little League Congress. But I want to bring some crafts with me because I'm not going to be sitting in all the meetings. I'll leave that to the hubby and the two other people that are coming with us. So we are flying Calgary to Atlanta. We have like 40 minutes in between to catch our connecting flight. So to avoid missing the flight and waiting for our luggage, we all, the four of us, are going carry-on only. Well, let me tell you, stress is real. I have not been able to think this. And I have changed my mind multiple times of what I'm going to take. Anybody hear me? Anybody hear me? So, yeah. Oh, Tammy, you like that one. Does it need to be kitted up? Great question. So because I'm going small in terms of small amount of luggage, I need something that I can put in my carry-on that will get through customs, the TSA, and I have all the stuff I need. So does it need to be kitted up? That's a fabulous question. So we're going to talk about, part of it's going to be part of that exactly piece. Kitting up. What does kitting up look like? Going over essential travel considerations. And how am I going to pack my diamond painting supplies to avoid any trouble through the Canada TSA and the American US TSA? So there's a couple of other things that we need to consider as well. And I didn't bring them up here, but they are downstairs on the table, ready to go. And that is the required travel documents. Passport, NEXUS card, American money, ID, healthcare, keys to get back inside the house. Because I was getting so focused on what I was going to take with me for diamond painting, I was like, oh, right, I need the other items. Ah, hey, Matt. Oh, my goodness. So to make sure I have all my documentation, we can't even get on the plane without the right paperwork. So as a Canadian citizen flying to the US, we absolutely needed to make sure our passports were valid, that our NEXUS cards were still valid. They are. They will need to be renewed later on this year. So we are good to go. But later on, I will need to make a note of that. So making sure it's valid for the entire stay of our trip, because that's important. If you have your passport, you have a NEXUS card, you need to make sure not only are they valid when you leave, they need to be valid for you to be able to come home using them. So the US requires us to enter and exit on these documents. We need to be prepared for the US border agents to ask where we're staying, check how we have funds for our trip. And let me tell you, the last time, which was my first time flying into Atlanta, they actually did ask those questions. So be prepared. Hello, Marguerite. Margarita, hello, hello. So they are going to be on my person, so I have easy access to it when I get to those checkpoints. I'm not going to have them inside my carry-on, because then I'm going to have to open up my carry-on, flip through everything, and I'm going to, like, I don't want to show what's inside there. Like, Okay, so that was number one. Now we're going to get into the fun stuff. Packing our canvas and drills. Has anyone here actually travels or has traveled and been stopped through security and had your bags checked because of your drills? And I would put them up again if I had more arms. Apparently, from what I've been told, when they go through the scanning, it does alert the customs people that there's something inside your cases that they need to double check. So do not worry, do not be afraid if they go, we need to search your suitcase. We need to take a look inside. Absolutely, go ahead. It can be part of the way the drills are shaped, whether they're rounds or squares. They can't tell you what their drills, the people don't know their drills. They could be pills. You could be smuggling something through. The other thing is because of the chemicals that they use in making the drills, it comes across as other items that are not allowed. Your drills are safe. Let me just stop you right there. Your drills are safe, but it detects them. So we need to make sure we're okay with carrying our baggies and putting them through. Now, depending on the size of your canvas, depending on the size of your luggage, some will fit better and others will not. So for example, I have two canvases. I have this one, which is a 45 by 45. Ooh, the light just changed. I'm really bright now. I go back. Okay, I guess I'm going to be bright. And then I have this 65 by 65. This is not going to fit in this. Well, it might. It might. Okay. However, would you fold it and fold it to get it in there, to take it? Probably not. Probably not. Rolling's fine, but literally folding it and putting it in with clothes and other items will probably crease your canvas. Now, there are ways that you might be able to get some of those creases out, but if you don't have to, don't do it. But if you want, you can hit the like button as we go through this. So this one, which is out, I'm sure it is this one. I always get this one wrong. I'll Love You Forever is one I am doing with Sharon Rodriguez, Metalhead Stitcher on Instagram, and for Love is in the Air, and Retro Cult Classic, because it's so bright. So this one's not going to come with me. It's kind of soft. But this one will fit in. Now, it is a pour glue. It was rolled. I've unrolled it. And depending on how you get your kits, some come rolled with the picture on the outside. And some come with the image on the inside. Okay. Here's a pointer. We're not going to fold our kits. We're going to put the drills, which are in baggies, which will make a difference. Now, if I didn't have baggies, I would probably just get a small little container, depending on how far away I'm going, how long I'm going for. I could put them in my little round containers. You can use your Elizabeth Wards, anything that is going to hold them tight inside the containers, because they will be jostled around. So what I've done, I'm not usually a baggy person, but I also know containers take up more room. And I'm not going away very long. I will be back Tuesday. So this one, I picked a kit that was small. So here are some of the things you need to take into consideration. How big your suitcase is, how big the canvas is, how much time are you actually going to work on your kit. So you probably don't want to take a heavy confetti one. This one has some confetti and color blocking. And it's something I'm going to enjoy. It's bright. It already came in baggies. I took the label sheet and I put the labels inside each bag. Well, let me just show you real quick. The label is on the inside. So even if the label does come off, it's going to stay inside the baggie. It's not going to rub off. It's not going to get moist. It's inside the bag. So I pulled them all out. I put the labels on the inside. I put a dryer sheet in there as well, because I don't know if it's going to be staticky there or not. It's all within one. Okay. Now, the other part that I have learned, and I'm going to share with you, is when you roll your kit up to put in your carry-on, roll it with the image on the outside. Think Christmas travel. You're taking gifts somewhere. As a Canadian, I have learned, even if I stay within my own country, I take wrapping paper, I take tape. I normally don't take scissors because they're not allowed unless it's in my checked suitcase. Because where I'm going, I can find scissors. But I don't wrap the gifts. I leave the gifts unwrapped and I wrap them when I get to where I'm going. Why? Does anybody know why? Drop a box in, or a present or an emoji in the chat if you know why I don't wrap my gifts until I get to where I'm going. There's a reason. Anybody? Anybody know? Why do you think that might be? Sometimes when we travel, your suitcase gets opened up. And if there is something in there that is wrapped, they have the authority to unwrap it to see what it is. I know why, because I could get damaged. The other thing is, don't put batteries inside the items when you're traveling. They don't like that. So I take wrapping paper, or I make a plan of going down and getting wrapping paper when I get there. In this case, it's not a gift. I don't need to worry about wrapping it. However, if I wrap it with the image on the outside, I take my drills, put them on the inside, and I roll it up. I will normally roll it like this so they can see what it is. They can see the picture of it. And if they need to, they can pull the drills out and take a look at them. So I would recommend, from my own personal experience, to roll your canvas outside with the image out. Hello, Raccoon Eyes. How are you? So, roll it on the outside. It has a greater chance of not being pulled open if they can actually see what it is. If you roll it like this, and you say it is an image, it's white, they're going to go, we need to open that up and double check. So to save that hassle, don't do this. Do this, because then they can see it. And you'd be surprised, there are still a lot of people who are not familiar with diamond painting. But you will get those ones where they do know what it is, and you have a great conversation. So, decided which kit is going to go into this carry-on. Thank you, Nancy. Nancy saved me. I'm just throwing everything on the floor now. It is going to go in this carry-on. So I had to make sure that I could get this in there. So I can put it sideways. I can angle it. And it will fit in perfectly. Another key point. If you're traveling and you have a bigger check suitcase and you want to take a bigger canvas, it most likely will not fit this way. But if you angle it, it will. It will. So I know that one will fit in there. So that's why it's coming with me close. I know. It's all the things you have to think about. You can't just go, oh, I want to take that, I'm going to take that, take that. So, roll your canvas, image outside. If you're okay with going with baggies, put your labels on the inside of the bag. Include a dryer sheet, and you're pretty set, at least for that part. Now, This thing must be getting brighter. It's doing its autocorrect. Oh, there we go. Now you see me, now you don't. Now, what about your tools? What about your wax, your putty, your tweezers? Now, are you allowed to take a pen? Great question. So, I'm going to take 2 trays, 1 and 2. I might not even take one. I might just take this one, now that I'm thinking about it. And I can put my washi tape in. I can put my wax. Economize. Economize. So we all know about like the standard tool kits, right? And we know it comes with wax. I don't need the container. I can just take 1. I just need 1. Because I'm only going to go for 5 days. Okay. Now, that one is not sectioned off. It is not pre-cut. So I am going to take my ruler. Ceramic pen. Are ceramic pens allowed? Yes, they are. Because the tip is not 6 centimeters long. That's the key number. Key number. Okay. So I can take my pen. No big deal. Got my ruler. Great. Got my washi. I am going to take this, which has my seam ripper in it, because from point to end, it's not 6 centimeters. It's 3. So that can go. Now, what about tweezers? Now, and what about scissors? Okay, I probably could get away with this one. Hey, Grams, because it is 5 centimeters for the blade, but I don't want to chance it. Hence why I went with a kit that had drills in a baggie. So I don't have to worry about cutting. I'm not taking tape. I can pick that stuff up if I need it, but I don't think I do. What about tweezers? Especially like these pointy tweezers. Or angled tweezers. What do you guys think? What do you think? Do you think I can take them? I can't take them. I can take one, but not the other. And if which one, let me know. Have you guys tried taking? Now remember, this is carry-on only. If it was checked luggage, I wouldn't have an issue. I would just throw it in my checked luggage and we would be going, yes. But this is carry-on. What do you think? Now, I am going to pop in a couple of items in the chat. Tammy says no. No to both. No to one. Which one? Yes. So here is the link for the Canadian, it's a Canadian Air. No, you can't take razors. And here's the TSA. What do you think? No to both. So let's find out. Let's open up one of these. Same, okay, so then the other question I have is, because I'm going to Little League Congress, pin trading and collecting is huge. Can I take pins on my carry-on? I found the link. Let's take a look. This is the Canadian. No, thanks. This is the Canadian Air Traffic Control, so TSA, sharp objects. Whether you want to pack personal items, kitchen items, sporting equipment, or tools for work, knowing the rules for which sharp objects can fly. Personal items. So personal items such as disposable razors, so a blade encased in a plastic holder, small scissors with blades 6 centimeters or less, tweezers and nail clippers are permitted. They're permitted. Razors that are open, loose, or straight blades, or personal items with a blade over 6 centimeters must be packed in a checked baggage. Knives of any type or length are not permitted in your carry-on flight to the US. Okay? So as you'll notice, 6 centimeters or less. 6 centimeters or less. Knitting needles, crochet hooks of any size and type, plastic, aluminum, bamboo, are permitted in carry-on or checked luggage. Okay? Let's check the US, the American. Kupakai! Hello, hello! So I am last minute packing and I am last minute kitting up. Okay, so this is the American TSA sharp objects. We are talking about tweezers and seam rippers, ceramic cutters. What can and can I not take with me? Okay, so if it's a box cutter, the answer is no. Cigarette cutters, special instructions. Okay, crochet hooks. Any sharp objects in checked bags should be sheathed or securely wrapped to prevent injury to baggage handlers or inspectors. So carry-on is the first column after the text. Checked bag is the next one. Crochet hooks you can take in carry-on. Disposable razors that are sheathed or securely wrapped. can be taken. And I'm right on the website. So this is the latest and the greatest. Okay. Knitting needles. Sharp objects in checked bags, as long as they're sheathed and they're secured, you can take them. Okay. Nail clippers. Yes. Make sure they're protected. Pencil sharpeners. Yes. Scissors. If packed in carry-on, they must be less than 4 inches from the pivot point. Okay. Sewing needles. You may place your knitting needles and needlepoint tools in a carry-on bag. Yes, make sure they're covered. Tweezers. Any sharp objects in checked bag should be sheathed, but you can take them on the carry-on as long as you have them covered. Who is surprised? So when they talk about the pivot point, let me grab my scissors. The pivot point is where it opens up. This is the pivot point. So measure the blade from the pivot point to the end. Okay. So I'm not going to take one of those big hunkin' shears. This is 5 centimeters, which is less than 4 inches. But do I really know if I need them? I'm sure I can find them there. When they talk about tweezers, because I was like, they're never going to let me on with tweezers. These ones, I probably would not take with me because the pivot point is where they're connected. And they're pointy, stabby ones. So if I were to measure this from the pivot point, so where it opens up, and I just flip it around, they're too long. They're too long. Let me sheathe it first, because knowing me, I'll forget where it is, then I won't be able to find it. These ones, remember they said pivot point. Pivot point. There's a pivot. So if you do it that way, it's too long. But that's the pivot. And me, I like having the squishy on my, my squishy on my tweezers. And these ones are round. So even where it comes from, see if I can do this. But pivot is down that far. Now, what I most likely will do to be on the safe side, because these are really sharp, pointy ones, is I most likely will take these ones instead because they're rounded tips. They're rounded tips. So what I'll do is I will take a squishy. Now, I have a squishy. Squishy. Okay, I'll just take it off the other one. Take my squishy, and I will place it on this one, and I'll be fine. So I like tweezers. Okay. I like tweezers, so tweezers are coming with me. And I am so glad I knew that, because don't take your favorite tweezers just in case. Right, Grams? And yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, so even if it says on the website that these are all A-okay to take with me, I'm not going to take my favorite one, because the person who is doing the screening as I go through has the ultimate say. And they may say, no, I'm sorry, you can't take that with you. There's no place you can store it when you come back. You cannot pick it up. The only place you can store it is in the garbage bin. That would really suck. Big time. So I'm not going to take anything that would break my heart. Something that is easily replaceable where I'm going. But I thought that was really interesting, because I know the last time when I went to Atlanta, like the first time I ever went to Atlanta, I had baggage issues, and Nancy saved me. All the girls at the Crafters Paradise retreat came to my rescue, and yes, I am taking a pen. I'm going to take this pen here, or one similar to it, because it's drying out. Yes, I'm going to take one like this, which has one multi-placer on it, and that pen. And that will be fine. It's fine, because it's a pen. There is no real sharp pointy points to it. And it's no different than a pencil. Like, pencils are allowed. Pens are allowed. And actually, make sure you grab a pen, black or blue ink, because if you have to do any form filling in forms, you'll need a pen. Pencils don't work. Now, luckily, most of that is done electronically. You can do it on your phone app. You can, when you get in, there are like little kiosks, and you go through, especially if you have your NEXUS card, you get to go into a separate lineup, and because you have been pre-screened and been approved. You still have to go through the screening, but it's one less double, triple, quadruple check. So make sure you have your checklist: passport, NEXUS card, driver's license or a citizen ID card, your healthcare card, list of your prescriptions if you take prescriptions. Make sure you only have like little size of things that you can go through. So I had to make sure I had facial wash and in the small little tubes, toothpaste, my toothbrush. What is a NEXUS card? Oh, great question. That's a great question. So NEXUS, let's go like this. And I'm going to share it with you. So this is the NEXUS program from Canada Border Services Agency. It's designed to speed up border crossings into Canada and the United States for low-risk, pre-approved travelers. It is jointly run by the Canadian Border Services Agency and the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Your membership is valid for 5 years. There is $120 US non-refundable application processing fee. And if you're traveling with anybody else, like part of your family, each person needs to have their own card. There is no buddy up system. You also, when you use it, similar to if you don't have one and you're traveling with a family, in some locations you have to go one person at a time because they take a picture of your face. So you have your NEXUS card, it has your name on it, right? Avoid long lineups. Save time by using your NEXUS card. So there are times where I go to retreats and I'm like, oh my God, that lineup to get through is like wrapping around that wall. Oh my goodness. I will approach a person who works there and ask if, as a person who has a NEXUS card, do I need to stand in this line? The answer normally is no, you can go ahead to there. So it speeds up, okay? And when you're entering into Canada, there's self-service kiosks, e-gates at 9 major international airports, dedicated vehicle lanes at border crossings. So if you're driving, you can use it. If you're flying, you can use it. Entering the States, there's a global entry kiosks at 8 of the Canadian airports. There is a dedicated lines at 16 of the land border crossings and faster processing at all marine crossings. So if you can get one of these, I would highly recommend it. It has come so much. It's been handy. Night, Grams. And it helps. It's also another piece of government issued ID. Now, what I will say with everything that's currently going on in the world, where I am going is relatively more safer, just with what's going on. I'm not going into Minnesota. I will be within large groups, mainly indoors. This is Little League Congress, so there will be representatives from all the little leagues in the world, which is really cool. The last Congress I went to was in New Orleans, and I had a blast. It's one of my favorite places. That picture is actually, this one right here, is actually a picture of the wharf. Early in the morning, the fog was coming in, and I had to go out and I had to take a picture of it, and it turned out so cool. So I actually have friends that I am meeting. They are on their way driving right now to get there. We have friends that are flying in. I haven't seen them since 2016 in New Orleans. So it's going to be fun. So the other thing that's really interesting is with the Little League Congress, partners go. And when the people, like, while my husband's doing something and I'm not participating in that, I will be hanging out with the other partners, and we're going to go sightsee. So if there's a place in Indianapolis that is like, Rhonda, you got to go see, drop it down in chat. Put it in the comments. Let me know. I will be taking my laptop with me. I will have my phone with me. That's the other thing. If you are going to be taking electronics with you, be prepared, if they ask you to open it, to do so. If you decline, there is a great chance that you will not be permitted into the country. So Little League Congress is where they get together. Let me see here. That's 25th. This is the latest one. Just making sure it pops up. And yeah, if you are involved in Little League, whether it's softball or hardball, and you ever get a chance to go, yes. It depends, Tammy. It depends. I usually ask, because sometimes they will say, no, just leave it in. And sometimes they will say, no, take it out. I just do what they ask me to do. I'm not going to argue with them. Don't ask questions, just go. So Little League Congress is in Indianapolis, Indiana, February 6th to the 9th. We are flying in on the 5th, and we are leaving on the 10th. Talks about where to go, so forth. They have an app. Let's see if I can find it here. Okay, so let's just download this one real quick, and then so they actually have events planned out. Go away. There's, let me zoom in so you can see it. So Thursday is registration, welcome packages there. See, they even have a pin trading time and location. It is huge, like huge. People have like little binders, like you know how we have our trading cards? They have like little binders and they put their pins in. Same as like Olympics, things like that. They have a Congress store that you can go and check things out. They will have exhibits. So on the Friday, there is an exhibit hall and the times that you can go and talk to vendors, talk to organizations that have to do with safety, umpiring, softball, apparel, things like that. And then they have like the grand opening ceremonies. And then they have educational sessions. And you can go to any and all of them. So elevating the tournament experience, how like hear what other people, they're usually like set up in tables. You will have a conversation about types of tournaments you can do, things that they have done, things that they have done that weren't very successful. Safety. How do we do safety? There is one where they go, we're going to talk about the rule books. What rules do we currently have that we no longer need and why? Have a discussion about it. Which ones would you suggest we include? So this is an opportunity to get voices heard from everybody in Little League, and not just from Canada or the States. There are Japanese, there is like Australia, there is like, they're from everywhere. And it's really cool. And they talk about how to get memberships, how to get, here's one here, strengthening softball. How do we do it? Keeping players in Little League, enhancing the T-ball and player development. It is really all about Little League from the grassroots. So I miss what hotel conference center you're going to be at. We are going to be at oh, where is it? Let me go back. Oh, there we go. Okay, phew, I'm back. We are at apparently it's right downtown. Of course, now that I'm looking for it, it's at the WH Marriott Hotel. So that is off of Maryland Street and Washington Street. So that should be fun. This is where we are going to be staying. I just found it. Yes. My son's not coming with us this year. My daughter didn't come with us the last time we went. Eric actually has school, and he's going to be looking after Dipper. Oh, yeah. Grew up playing Little League, and I never heard of this. So what you'll find is the people that go are usually league presidents, umpire-in-chiefs, district administrators, assistant district administrators, registrars, it's not usually the families that go, but if you volunteer, so for example, because Glenn has taken over District 8 for us, since our friend passed away, Glenn's going, I'm going to go, our treasurer is going to go, and one of our high performance team coordinators is going to get a different perspective, which is what we want to know, right? Marla says, I had an opportunity years ago to take notes and state why Little League meeting. Oh, my mind was blown by all the different aspects, right? Because things are so different in different locations. For example, here in Canada, softball is not a huge sport for like Little League. It's not. And not all girls want to play softball. My daughter wanted to play hardball. She wanted to play with the boys. So, and I know, I'm not sure if it's been changed, but I know previously in the States, girls had to play softball, boys played hardball. And there's lots of rules and regulations to make things go. So there could be special requests and talking to people going, okay, so within your area, what are your requirements? What are your restrictions? What do you have? And have conversations. Yeah, it's interesting, Marla. Yeah. Jenny says you could go to the zoo. It isn't too far from the hotel. Further into town, there are some good museums. Do not walk the canal at night. It is no longer safe to do so. It is beautiful, but not safe. That is a great FYI. Great FYI. Yeah, one of the other gals that I'm meeting there, there's a couple places that we're going to possibly take a look at. We haven't finalized it yet, but that is okay. We're just excited to be able to go. So I know we're at top of the hour. Tia will be going live. So just all I want to do is just a quick recap. When you're traveling and you're only going to have a carry-on, take into consideration size of your carry-on, what kit will fit in it, how many colors, how you're going to kit it up. If it comes in baggies and you're okay with that, do that. If you're going to be going for a longer time, go for it. Thanks, Mutz. See ya. Tammy says, my son's team had his coach's daughter played. She was good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's amazing. My daughter played 6 all the way up to 18. Yeah. And she loved playing with boys. And we would always pair, where we could, we would pair girls up on a team so they didn't feel left out. And one year we had all the girls on one team. And then you get to play opportunities with Alberta baseball on Team Alberta. You also get an opportunity to play in the summer games, which my daughter did. They brought home the gold. You get to play for Team Canada, go down to Cuba, which my daughter did. It's a great opportunity. And it's an opportunity for any child. We do it for them. The other thing, as a reminder, roll your canvas with the image outside. So if they do want you to open up your bag, you want them to see this, not this. Because otherwise they're going to go, what is that? This way, they can see exactly what it is, and you have a lesser chance of them going, you need to unroll it. So I hope those were helpful. We're all going to go to bed early tonight because we are all going to be getting up. We're leaving at 6 in the morning, so we want to make sure we get some sleep. It is going to be a very long day. I will be posting pics. I will be chatting with you guys. If you have lasted this long, what is one thing you would recommend taking with you? And or what's one thing you learned that you were surprised about in this video? Drop a hashtag replay. Make sure you click that like button, subscribe, and we will be having some fun. I will let you guys in on what goes on next week about how this thing went. Until then, stay safe, have fun, and enjoy. Bye.